Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Beauty and the Brain, the podcast where we discuss all things aesthetics. I'm your co-host, Dr. Chris Croley.
And I'm Jerry Drinkard, family nurse practitioner. Together, Chris owns Skin Tonic MedSpa that's located here in Pace, Florida. And we're very excited for our first episode of 2026. And we're joined by our nurse practitioner, Allie, here at Skin Tonic.
I'm excited to be back, excited to start a new year, new goals, new topics.
New you?
Maybe. Not super new.
She likes the old her.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the old me too, right? Why change something that's working, right?
Yeah.
No, I have new goals though for the year.
Are most of your goals professional, personal, appearance, aesthetic?
Kind of a mix of both. Probably when I thought about it, I thought more about professional and business goals, but I have some personal ones too.
You know what my personal goal is for this week?
This
week.
This week.
Yeah, we're talking about the here and now. You know how I am. To take my Christmas tree down.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
This will air probably the 20th or so, and my Christmas tree is still up. But it's beautiful.
Mine just came down on Sunday, so I can't judge too hard.
I would be fine with leaving it up all the time. Like, it doesn't stress me having it up. I think it's pretty, so I would just leave it all the time.
I love it. Yeah, the lights at night are nice.
I like the lights at night.
Yeah.
And I definitely am not motivated enough to try to take it down.
That's why I said I'm going to do it this week, because you'll be out of town.
I'll be out of town, so I'll come home and
it'll all be tidied up, and by the time you get home, there'll be Mardi Gras masks everywhere. We'll be decorated for Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my immediate goal.
What about yours, Allie?
My immediate goal?
Immediate or more long term?
I'm kind of like Jerry, honestly. I'm an immediate person too. I just decided this morning that I want to color drench my bedroom and put wood floors in my bedroom and redo my bedroom. My goal is to have it done by summer, maybe. So not like super immediate, but my immediate goal is to get Channing on board, because he just texted me after I told him all of my ideas in a really long text message and said, let's wait. And I'm not a waiting type of person. Like, I get my mind set on something and I want to complete it. So
Summer, that's a good goal. I literally thought you were going to say I decided this morning and I want it by the end of the month.
Oh, I may buy paint this weekend. You never know.
So that's me and Allie. Give us your immediate goal.
My immediate goals are all related to just what I need to do to get through the day tomorrow. And so it's all business related, all work related. So there's obviously a lot of things happens at the first of the year, and I'm excited about a lot of new projects with all the different businesses that we're involved in this year in 2026. Lots of growth, lots of exciting things, but that's my immediate goals. I think more personal, and I've talked about it for a while. I just have to find a time on the schedule, so it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow, but I really want a lower face and a neck lift. I've been wanting this for a year or so now, and I just can't find time in the schedule to go and do it. So I think carving out some time to actually go and get that would be you ask personally what I'd want to get done. I know everybody wants something deep and emotional, and I should be thinking about my health and exercise and all that kind of stuff, and instead I'm being very superficial and I just want to be snatched.
That'd be good for your mental health.
Yeah.
You've been talking about that for a long time. I think that's a really hard decision, because who do you go to? Because we know a lot of good physicians, and it seems like different people are good at different things. And so who do you go to for something? Because that's big.
Yeah, it's just your face.
Yeah.
You guys will have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'll surprise you when I make the decision. But I mean, the good thing is there are a lot of really good choices. There's a lot of good surgeons. I think for us, we travel a lot, and so we do have connections kind of all over the US and a lot of different choices, but there's recovery time and what happens if you needed to have some correction.
Oh, I really like that guy down in Miami that does that Eve lift. That's like a minimal downtime, like no drains, no downtime facelift, and his look really good to have no downtime.
Now, lots of people have really good Instagrams,
oh,
right?
For sure.
I think in the aesthetic industry, that's what we all know is we can create any narrative we want on Instagram.
Yeah.
The question is, what does it really look like in person a long time after it's occurred? I can tell you for sure, I will not be having Kris Jenner surgeon.
No?
No, it looks wonderful, but I don't have that kind of money.
I
haven't hit the lottery yet. So, and I think his wait list is years now after she had such an amazing result, right? I mean,
looks incredible. I was watching the Golden Globes, and Kylie Jenner, whatever she's gotten dissolved in her face, she doesn't need to put it back. Like, she looks incredible right now. She looks very natural. I mean, you can tell she's had work done, like she takes care of herself, but
It took work to make Kylie Jenner look good.
yeah, but I think age probably helps her too, because she wasn't the cutest kid, but yeah, she looks great right now.
Yeah, so I do have to decide. Like I can tell you, it's not going to be one of those on that high price end. That's not, within our budget. But outside of that, I think we have a lot of good choices, and I'll just have to kind of look at the travel. And I don't know, really from Pensacola, it's kind of hard, but I'm in South Florida a lot. So it kind of makes sense if I went somewhere there. It's also, not that difficult to go some of the places that have surgeons that we really kind of respect and like. And so we traveled for our veneers and we had a really good experience with that. And I mean, it's also kind of a big deal. You have to go for a while. And but I did have one kind of little issue that I had to travel back. So that's my main concern if I pick somebody local.
Right.
And we have really good surgeons locally as well. And so I'm just not quite as good friends with them as some of the ones that we are connected with kind of across the U.S.
I think medical tourism is so different. We needed a whole podcast on it. We did one like.
So are you saying I need to go to like Turkey?
No,
I was gonna say like back to Taiwan or somewhere, because we just looked at somebody who did some work in Taiwan.
I don't even think about like medical tourism being outside of the States necessarily, because you think when we went and saw Dr. Patel that did our veneers, I mean, we had to travel, and they have it. The people that do that and treat people outside of their area have it down to such a science. Like, I honestly felt like it was an appointment that was as easy as going to get my teeth cleaned. As crazy as that sounds, and having to travel for it.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, now that you put it in that context, I think it was easier than getting my teeth cleaned. It is a nightmare to try to get an appointment with one of the local dentists around this area to get your teeth cleaned. Like, I complain about it all the time. You hear me, because I have such a busy travel schedule. I know everyone's busy, but they want you to make your appointments so many months in advance. And it's like, I don't have my schedule that far. But then if you try to call within a month, no one will see you. I called at least 5 different dentists. And so it's so challenging. Whereas, when we went to Austin, obviously we had to arrange appointments, but they were so accommodating. And I really think about that from like a business owner standpoint as well. And we talk about it some in coaching, but we really have to think about the convenience of our patients. And I get that schedules are full, but having a staff that understands how to like accommodate that and work with that is really important, because I do think it's almost easier to travel somewhere and get those services than to get it done locally.
Yeah, I thought it was easy. I thought it was stress-free. They had we flew in, we flew out. There was a hotel that we could walk to within 5 minutes. It was just easy.
Yeah. Now that's a first world problem, right? Because we did have to add airfare and hotel expenses. And so I get that not everybody can, do something like that. So that's a kind of a privilege that we have, but it does make it easier from a scheduling standpoint.
That goal went off track.
I know, now we're talking all about, but clearly no one here thinks I don't need a face or neck lift, because there was no discussion about talking me out of it. It was only on how can we get this done? Let us help you get your schedule worked out. Where should you go?
How many times?
But you just talk about it. So like, I know, like, it doesn't matter what we say at this point. No. Like, it's in your head. You're getting it done.
And we've been together for close to 20 years. And how many times have I ever been able to talk you out of anything? Anything.
That's fair.
Chris calls and says he needs new tires on his car, and I don't even say a word, because I know that means he's getting a new car. Because it's easier for him to do that than get an appointment to get his tires and have to arrange for him.
Now I'm going to have to listen to that.
Talk about first world problems.
So another goal, I think, that kind of, I guess you guys will all be along with us for this ride. We'll certainly keep you updated. But I think for Skin and Tonic, we're looking maybe for a move. And so somewhere really close. And so nothing that's drastic. It shouldn't affect our patients that much. Just a little bit, within a few miles of where we are now. But we're looking at maybe either doing a brand new building, or looking for a property that we could totally renovate, update. And so that'll be kind of fun. It will be a project. Certainly if we do it, we'll bring all of you along with us and you can see the progress. But we kind of started talking about doing that in 2026.
That'll be fun. Like, it's we always have to have some type of project going on, at least 5 or 6. So
that makes me excited.
I'm almost done with the reno on one of the apartments, so it's time to start another one.
Time to start something else, right?
Yeah. I think that my goal outside of obviously my Christmas tree, is to kind of fine tune Skin and Tonic a little bit. Like we grew pretty fast. We're old. We've been at it for a long time, but sometimes it'll grow and grow and grow, and you kind of have to reel it in and fine tune it, and then let it grow and grow and grow and fine tune it. It's kind of how we've been doing. But I want to be a little more consistent on that fine tuning all along.
I mean, I think for that, like it's really what I discuss a lot and we talk about a lot in my coaching program. And so with that, it's the same problem that many businesses face. And there's different stages of growth. And there's a pre-startup and everybody's scared, they don't really know what to do. And there's a thought that if we build it, they will come. And that just because you have friends and family that everybody that's their friend and family is going to get your Botox. But we all know that that's not really a sustainable business because your friends and family will always want some discounts or preferred treatment. So to really scale a business, you have to have systems in place, and really focus on the numbers. And we've learned how to do that pretty well. And then the next stage, I think that people have, so they do pretty well there for a while once they kind of figure out that beginning stage and they're learning how to get their schedules full. But then it's scaling. So it's like, how do you take that and now multiply it, now make that grow with the staff and keep the patient experience consistent, keep your values, make sure that you're staying true to your values. So a lot of those things I think are a challenge. And so we have the same challenges that other people have. I just say that we're usually, the people that are joining my program, we're a few years ahead in experience. And so I still learn a lot from them. And I think I would like to really focus on some of the business stuff and how we can grow as well. Our team did amazing last year. We had an amazing team. And I think we experienced staff problems. We experienced some definitely issues within the office. We went firsthand through how, one or two bad seeds can spoil the whole bunch because we saw it impacted in all of our work. We were all in grumpy moods and we didn't quite know why. We were like, fussing with each other. And it was like over things that we never had before. And we realized there was like one person in the bunch that kind of like spread this disharmony. So we went through the staffing issues that we talk about often. We went through, some economic downturns like everyone else did, but then we were able to figure out some marketing things and in the last quarter overcome a lot of that and still show strong growth by the end of the year. So I was really proud of our team and kind of what all we accomplished in 2025. I don't think 2025 was like a super easy year for really anybody. When we just were on vacation over the new year and we talked to a lot of our friends for a variety of different reasons. We heard about people's horrible 2025. So there was health struggles, personal family struggles, people struggled in business. There are lots of struggles in 2025. And so, what I left for was kind of after we were on that trip, what I was really thinking about is how we do have, you and I both have a lot of gratitude because we did have some challenges in 2025, but overall, we were able to still end on a really good note and enter 2026 strong.
First of all, I think that that's a really good topic for maybe the next episode or upcoming episode because you were talking about all the things that go on outside of just taking care of patients. That's the best part of our day. Like my very favorite part. I think I even told you while we were on vacation, I was ready to go back to work. And like that's my favorite part is like not necessarily like injecting Botox is easy to say, but like seeing my people and seeing my patients and like I can't wait to hear from them over the year. We had so many patients. That would be a fun thing to go back and ask patients what goals they had for 2025 and what goals they met because we have a lot of patients that met a lot of their goals. And
You're just looking at one of your weight loss patients this morning, right?
yeah, I was that's Sarah she kind of like put me on that track of thinking about that. But then I have another patient, they have a big home improvement business here, and they've just like their goal at the beginning of the year was to be able to be in their new building, and they're like 15 days behind. And so like they've reached, and it's a huge, magnificent building that's going up here in pace. And so I know they are like super excited. I saw one of their employees yesterday and they're thrilled to be moving into their business. And then, the patients that have wanted to get pregnant that are pregnant. And so it'd be really fun to touch base with a lot of patients and like see where their goals are. I don't know that I set specific goals for myself. I think every year I always say that I'm going to be in better physical condition. I think I look good, but I don't know that I'm in better shape.
Yeah, that was one of my things I think is a goal for 2026 for me is I have so many patients that are on peptides, whether they get their peptides managed through somebody or they just do a lot of their own research and get them themselves. I think one of my goals is to like learn a lot more about peptides so that I can be a sounding board, for my patients who are already on peptides, even though that's not something that we're offering. And then also just for like my own education and my own health and maybe trying out some new peptides and things because I've tried a couple of them and always had good experiences with them. And I think anything that can improve our physical health without having to go like a medication route, I'm super interested in. So not that peptides are like holistic, I guess, by any means, but that's one of the things that I think I want to look more into in 2026.
So let's do quick takes. I guess we have to our other goal for this year is we're going to try to make our podcast a little bit more concise. We're about to the end of this episode, but let's do some quick takes on a few things in the med spa. Let's start with skincare. So Jerry, what do you think's a quick in and out? What's out for 2025 and in for 2026 with skincare?
I think out is multiple steps. I think in is simple and effective.
Kind of piggybacking off of that out, this is at me personally because I just did this to myself while you guys were gone. I used retinol like 3 nights in a row after not being on it for a really long time because I was just like, oh, I need to scrub my skin off. And I did, in fact, and it burned and it hurt. So I'm going to stop doing that and over exfoliating. And I was going to go with plated, which I feel like is a good, like, if you're going to have a one-step skincare routine, I do love plated. I think there's room for more steps than that. But if you are going to, I'm going to be more consistent about my plate.
We need to get Corey on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she can come on, but we can ask. Yeah, sometimes the companies won't allow their rubs on, but we can certainly
Maybe
ask.
we could put her on and put her in a mask. We can dress her like we want, and so she'll be
And do a voice.
Do a voiceover, hidden voice.
Yeah, hidden voice.
Corey's one of our reps that we love, guys that are listening in. Piggyback on all that, I do think we see a trend away from these multi-step processes now. I think when we say multi-steps, it's still like people love their, usually a skincare, a moisturizer, or some kind of regenerative serum. But it's this where we had 10 or 12 layers that people would put on. They loved that for a while. They wanted the whole lineup of things. And now we're kind of seeing a move away from that where people say what is really clinically effective that we can do in a couple of easy steps and be consistent with it. So I think, really, I wouldn't say it's, I think the multi-steps are going out, but I think consistency has always been really important in skincare. And I think what is in is seeing more consistent anti-aging regenerative therapy. So I think we saw that start to tick up a couple of years ago that people want to do things that are bioregenerative. They want to harness their body's own ability. We saw that with our injectables. And so we look at things like Sculptra, in our biostimulants, we see there's a bigger trend in that. I think we'll see the same thing in skincare. So looking at things like our topical exosomes, our retinols, the things that are really improving our body's ability to make collagen. I think we're going to see more of that as we move into 2026. So any final thoughts, final words you want to leave us with, Jerry?
No, tell everyone to tune in January of 2027, which seems like something out of a futuristic movie, and see if we stuck to our goals for 2026.
Yeah, Danny will have this to play back to us.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a list of the peptides I'm currently on at that time.
Yep.
We do need to do an episode on peptides. So since you're so interested and you have to learn about it, we've done it before. We've had Ashley on it. We've done some peptides here. The weight loss medications are technically a peptide. And so, yeah, we'll do a whole thing on peptides. You can lead us in that discussion, Allie. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode of Beauty and the Brain. We look forward to seeing you next week.
See you soon.
Okay.